Hi everyone, my name is ROYALE. I'm here with
AfricaUSARadio.com, home of African gospel. Ekaya Beat.
Welcome to yet another episode of Divine Calling Unleashed here at Africa USA Radio. I am your host, ROYALE, and today we're going to be talking about purpose. Today on our show, we have the one and only Libani Sirenje. He is known as RASTA the artist. RASTA? Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
thank you so much. Look at this.
you.
Already you are far. You just started now.
Yeah.
When I was doing the link. What is it about where you come from that has really embedded or give birth to this artist being you?
Where I come from Pumula East, Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, it wasn't easy like any other boy growing up Lokshini. Some other boys used to go and play football outside, but I was the only child who was being left Englini doing my sketches all the time. So I think art started there fully because I wasn't like going out of the streets and playing football. I was always sketching.
So you actually harnessed your craft of portrait painting from the young age. What age do you think you were at that time?
I was about like grade 1, 7 years.
God of heavens!
Yeah, grade 2. By the time I was doing my sketches at home, then my class teachers, they used to hire me like, please stay over, then we'll do our charts. At a young age, at maybe grade 4 to 5, I was the one who was doing our ABC and stuff.
So you were the one who was drawing the whole things for the Montessori, for the crutches?
Yes,
vibes.
for the
wow,
crutches,
Rasta.
yes.
So it means you figured out your gift at a young age.
That's for sure.
Who actually told you that this might be your purpose?
Way back, because my grandmother used to come from Kozimiyama, a plum tree, to Bulawayo during my school holidays. Then she will come there, we go together to town and we buy plain clothes. Then from there I will sketch, maybe I will pick 5 those animals, flowers sometimes. Then she would follow up with different colors of threads to make those artworks. Then she will go back and sell to the villagers back home. And sometimes I'll go with her for those designs where you see like about Esther Mahlangu, Mamu Esther Koko, Esther Mahlangu. Yeah, doing those paintings also, I would sketch for her, then she will follow up with the different colors of mud.
So you are a legend who's been working with legends. That's very inspiring, Rasta. Today you are painting Mr. Quebec Mia, who is the CEO of Africa USA Radio. So when you paint someone, what do you require? What do you need to actually start to have this whole setup going on? What is it that needs to be given to you?
Like the materials, you mean? Yeah, because I've got a studio, of course. I've got those materials that whenever I go out, I have to take them from my studio and go do the work. So I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah. I'm sure he's definitely going to be happy because literally most of the time you get to paint people that like a famous artist, famous parliament, people from the parliament, from the government, and then literally almost like everybody, people of substance. How did that come about? Did you get a tender or something?
I started way back when I was even in Zimbabwe. I was in grade 7 when Nelson Mandela was released from prison. Then all of us were freed from school as well. So I went to my place there. Unfortunately, we had a TV. So on the news there, they showed Nelson Mandela. So I had to sketch him through, check him on the
TV.
I had to sketch that. Then I took the sketch to school from my classmates. Then they showed the teacher. The teacher took it to the headmaster. Then I was called to the headmaster office to come and explain the artwork that I did. So I guess even then, if there was social media and stuff, I was gonna be a big guy, trained.
And you literally training all the time. How do you feel when you get to be training?
At first, I was so very shaken when I trained because some other comments will scare me. I would see people saying, Rasta sizomlanda simshaye, Rasta will cut his hands off and stuff. But for now, sengajwayele, it's like I'm brave. Whenever I trained, I don't give lokuzelin. Yeah, anginandaba lokuthi what's going on now. I just focus on my artworks and stuff because I've been like criticized for a long time, of which omunye umuntu ebezoyeka that craft and say I can't do this. But for me, I soldiered on all the way up to now as an artist.
Okay, so for your painting, for you to be like, okay, my painting is done, I'm happy about it, I'm leaving it, I can literally give it to the person who this portrait is all about. What are the things that you look at to say, okay, this is a complete portrait that I'm happy of?
Yeah, there's that thing that is in me that I will say, this is a finished product. Because if I can listen to my critics, they will say something. They will say, but it's only from my heart that I will release it and say, this is a perfect done portrait to the own. Because now Abantu, sometimes they've got that thing which they are used with my artworks and my style. So I don't have any problem with that for now. Some will laugh, some will criticize, but at the end of the day, the owner of the painting
loves it.
Yeah, will
and
say,
somehow,
wow.
So have you had one of the portraits that you painted and you handed over to someone, maybe they were not happy about it? Did you ever experience those kind of moments?
Yeah, there are some other paintings, especially when I painted the late Shoza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw some other, even family members, they were like, because with these portraits, sometimes it's not easy to choose even a face that I will paint.
Oh, yeah.
We will know which that's you. It ngifaniso ngomuntu okhona ophilayo like sister Avokanyi. Yeah, if I can take the picture maybe 15 years back and now, they won't look the same. So abantu, they will be complaining, that's not Ukanye Simazio or that's not Ubane Simazio because of maybe the changes Amanaye facing. Like for instance, I painted the late Zahara. People were like, Rasta, that's not Zahara, of which I went to Le Eslalin, Kubugo Zahara. The community was happy because they know Zahara before fame.
Yeah.
You understand? There's a face I kept hold with everything before my makeups. So now Abantu Abasuma drop in, they will know Zahara with the makeups and stuff. So they were complaining. But back at the rural areas, Avomakoko, they were saying, wow, that's Zahara for us. Thank you. Understand?
Well, Rasta, I'm just going to let you continue with the portrait and I'll come back to you. Thank you so much for such a beautiful moment as this. was just a moment.
Yeah, it's
a
getting
moment.
there. It's
Oh,
getting
wow.
there. You can
It's
see.
very beautiful.
That's him.
And I know that exactly. That's exactly him.
Like,
So, because your work keeps on being on the public, you put it on the public places like Ekaya Park, Hillbrook Theatre. What contribution does you putting your work there also bring to you?
I think my work also, they are so educational because in those public areas you find school kids when they're from school, they pass through, they point on those artworks and teach each other about artworks, especially the one that I did at Kaya Park and the other park is at Jega Park. They're so very educational. Some other paintings are done in a puzzle well, sometimes also duku. So yeah, I've done a lot in public spaces. I've got a painting also, a Constitution Hall.
Wow.
Of which I won a competition amongst the other artists. We were like 50 artists presenting our work, so I came first.
And you became #1?
Yeah, that was like 15 years.
God.
15 years ago, before this Rasta film. Yeah, even the one that I painted at Kaya Park, you go under my auditions, like when you're doing music or acting. Auditions first, you bring your work, then they select you. So I was selected like 4 times in those artworks.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that last year you actually did the whole solo exhibition.
Yes.
So are you going to do any exhibition anytime this year?
Not quite sure, because my exhibition is every time when I paint.
Yeah.
Lastly, I was painting Lana Gula for Africa.
Yes, Eddie
I
Griffin.
painted Eddie Griffin
And it came out perfectly.
Minenhle. So those are my exhibitions as well, when I paint in public and showcase my work. So I don't wait for the exact day of doing exhibition. But collectively, maybe this end of year I can. Yeah.
So let's talk about your color palette. So do you always have the green coming out as this green? This is blue?
Yeah, this is blue.
Oh wow, I imagine as the green. So does it always come out as this? Do you bind a paint as this color, or do you navigate around the colors, work around your colors?
I only get to carry like few colors, like red, white, black. Yeah, the colors that you
Primary
can't mix, your yellows. Then from there I can get any color that I want. From looking at a picture, then I can mix the color straight up, yeah.
Rasta, this is like perfectly what is on the picture.
Thank you.
My God.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
going there.
your art, I think your art keeps on. Do you feel like also your art keeps on like elevating? Do you feel like it keeps on, you keep on getting more innovative?
Yeah, I can say that, but I've been painting almost my life. 25 years I've been painting. So sometimes I do post a painting that maybe I did 20 years back. People, they will say, "I Rasta, you are improving. This is nice." But yet I painted that painting years back. So I think it's the content and the subject that I'm touching. Yeah.
And do you get to have an art or a portrait where like you paint and you leave it? You had to literally visit it years after? Or are you always like starting your art to finish it?
I've got some paintings that I have done
Okay.
in my studio, many of them. Some they will say, "Okay, Rasta, paint me," then they
They
don't
go
come
away.
and collect. Yeah, but I've got those paintings that when I'm free, sometimes I go over them and paint. Some they will call and say, "Hey, we saw you painting our relative, maybe in a funeral. Please give us this painting." Then I had to go back and take it, finish it up. Yeah. So I've got paintings that are there unfinished.
Yeah. So Rasta, also, would you say I'm asking for the children that wanna literally launch into portrait painting, would you advise them to pursue it, or is it something that has to come from you, inside of you, naturally?
It must be inside of you to start with. Then you go to maybe academy or college, then you nourish your talent. But for me, it's a self-taught
Wow,
thing.
yes, from
So I've
from
been-
when you were young, that's
I've been doing that from a long time, so I've perfected my work. Yeah.
so. What is your interpretation of art?
Yeah, people, they can call it Rasta is doing a comedy art. Sometimes abanye abantu bathi it's abstract, but it's not abstract. Abstract is a painting that you can't see what's going on. Then the artist, you have to explain the whole thing. But for me, it's just portrait, visual art. So, yeah, with my art, I think also it goes to when you look at it, you have to enjoy looking at it. It's not a picture that is like a picture. When you look at a picture, you look at once and then you won't come back. But with a painting, yeah, it tells a story. You can go back and look at it again and see what kind of a person I am if I painted you through that painting. Yeah.
Do you have any painting of yourself that you made for yourself?
Yeah, I've got. Yeah, in my studio, maybe 4 paintings that I did of myself. Not even looking on a picture, I can draw myself. There
Without
are
looking at your picture?
There are some other people that I can paint without looking at a picture. Yeah.
Okay, so is your art sellable in your studio? Or is it only with the people that know that you have their art in the studio that can buy? Or can anyone decide to say, okay, can I come by, or can I come literally look shop in your studio?
I've got paintings like landscapes. I've painted Cape Town, I've painted Victoria Falls, Great Zimbabwe, of which are people, they will say, I want landscape, then I can design that. Some other people will come and say, maybe Valentine's Day, like maybe draw a flower with my face there, background. So I also do that. I also do paintings on walls, like in the children's bedroom, yeah, your feature walls, like in your sitting rooms, yeah.
So are you planning to have, I know already you have your art that is at the Constitutional Hill and the other parts that you have painted. Are you at the point, or do you feel like at some point you're going to have to take your artwork to the museum? And do you have a prepared museums where you want your art to be displayed?
Yeah, I would wish one day my art will be in a museum. But I've done it already, because last year I exhibited in Africa Museum.
Oh my God.
That was about 300 portraits that were hanging there.
Yeah.
So they were promising me maybe this year, end of this year, they will come and collect some that I exhibited there to put them there permanently.
Wow.
So I'm still waiting for that call.
Rasta, thank you so much. Thank you so much
you.
for blessing, for continue.
Yeah.
It's like continual level of you blessing us with the kind of beautiful artwork. These people is like, I know when I die, I know one thing for sure. Even before I die, Rasta is gonna get me a portrait. Don't worry. Thank
anytime.
you so much.
Thank you so much for having
More
me.
love. Thank you.
Ngibonga.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Libani Sirenge, and you can see he literally painted Mr. Quebec Mia, the CEO of Africa USA Radio. We are grateful. Thank you. See you on the other episode. Ciao.
Thank you.
AfricaUSARadio.com, home of African gospel.